on. The United States Auto Workers' Union announced the start of a strike at the 3 factories just after midnight, and these factories belong to Ford. Just after midnight on Friday, as the deadline expired to reach a deal with employers on a new contract. The UAW stand-up strike begins at all the 3 of the big 3. The United Auto Workers' Union said in a post on social media platform X, adding that workers were striking at plants for General Motors, Stellantis and Ford, the big 3. Tonight, for the first time in our history, we will strike all 3 of the big 3 at once, the UAW president Shawn Fain said in a webcast 2 hours before the midnight contract expiry at the 3 major automakers. Now, Fain also said that the union would strike at 1 plant at each company: a GM plant in Wentzville, Missouri, a Stellantis facility in Toledo, Ohio, and a Ford plant in Wayne, Michigan, but only the final assembly and paint operations. About 12,700 workers were walking off the job on Friday after the employers and the union, which represents about 150,000 workers, failed to reach a last-minute agreement. Fain has described the targeted strike as aimed to maximize pressure on the companies while negotiations continue. Now, Ford, which had complained about the UAW's slow response to its latest offer, received at 8 p.m. a counter-offer with what it called unsustainable terms. Ford has bargained in good faith in an effort to avoid a strike, is what the company said in a statement, adding that it remains absolutely committed to reaching an agreement that rewards our employees and protects Ford's ability to invest in the future as we move through industry-wide transformation towards electric vehicles. General Motors and Stellantis did not immediately comment. But on Thursday, General Motors upped its offer, lifting a proposed wage increase to 20%. The company had previously proposed an 18% rise, according to the UAW. Meanwhile, a prolonged conflict could prove bad news for President Joe Biden's re-election campaign, as voters are already unhappy about stubborn inflation. Visuals from Detroit. The big 3 of the 3 companies, Stellantis, General Motors and Ford. Workers gather at Ford, Michigan assembly plant for a strike. The U.S. Auto Workers' Union, the UAW, announces a new strike after bid to reach a deal finally failed. Almost 12,700 people took to the streets, and the entirety of the employers, the entire group, stands at 150,000. Could mean and spell trouble for Joe Biden's re-election campaign.